Went the extra mile to magnanimously, graciously give me a new plant. Who does that? Anyway, you guys, can you see the amazing new changes that this newbie cinematographer and video editor is bringing to the table? I don't know. I thought to try out this whole thing that is the OG YouTubers are doing, with the light at the back, and see if there are any changes. So you let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about the somewhat new setup. I'm the wealthiest woman in the world. Hello everyone, welcome back. You guys, we're doing this, number one. Number two, you guys are the real MVPs. I have no words, but I just want you to know that I don't take it for granted every time you stop by this channel to listen to what this babe is up to again. What's she yapping about this time, right? Well, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, this is Lisa's Lens. Welcome to this channel. On this channel, we believe that seeing is not just believing, seeing is everything. And why do we say so? We believe that perspectives, their perspectives, their narratives, their ideas, their cultural lenses through which that shape the way we look at life, we perceive things, and we live our lives. So if you want to change the quality of your life, you need to correct your lenses or put on corrective lenses and take a look at what how you are seeing things, how you are coming at life. Okay? So welcome to the channel. I hope that you find value here. And I hope that you, I guess, be a part of this community, right? So welcome. Palm didn't survive the Hamilton weather that's just going. The leaves really started to brown. This was despite watering and keeping exposure to sunlight, and he was just not doing great. So I sent an SOS to my plant plug, and she told me some things to correct, but she went the extra mile to magnanimously, graciously give me a new plant. Who does that? You guys, I'm the wealthiest woman in the world. She gave me a new plant. Maybe another day we'll talk about plants, and I'll tell you guys all the botanical names, some of the significance of the. Oh, that's a great suggestion for content, right? That we could talk about plants and how the way that sort of like the significance of agriculture, of planting, of seeds, of tilling, of cultivating is also a tool or a lesson that we can bring into application in our everyday lives. Perhaps, who knows? We'll see about that. But in the meantime, I'm grateful for my new plants that's serving as new backdrop. Really, really thankful to Adana. God bless you so much. Moving on, I realized that if we say on this channel that seeing is not just believing, seeing is everything. If we talk about perspectives, then we need to also explore the perspectives and the perceptions that we have of ourselves, and how different lenses contribute to this. So the lenses of culture, the lenses of conversations that we've entertained or even been party to, the lenses of labels that we accepted, over time. How these go on to shape the belief we have of ourselves, the expectations we have of life, and even our actions, which further go on to reinforce these beliefs in self-sabotage, right? So it's really important that we explore this, okay? Because if you're going to explore every other area of life, you need to explore identity. You need to explore the picture of how you see yourself and how, that also further affects how you see other things, right? Something that came to mind, which probably influenced this title we have, about for today's video, under investigation, crime scene don't cross, all of that, dramatic stuff. I just thought to bring a little pizza to the video or to the content for today. In fact, I'm wearing an orange jumpsuit. You know how that is sort of significant or reflective of a prisoner, right, or of a criminal, right? So today, all of us are coming into the interrogation room, into the investigation, to the investigation table or desk, and we're going to take the time to explore, to go through, to take a look at ourselves, an inward look. What are some of the beliefs, what are some of the crimes we've committed against the real me? So we're all under investigation today. Why are we getting onto this conversation today? 2 weeks ago, I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was telling her that I had realized when someone compliments me or expresses wonder at a competence that I have, or something that I have prowess in, I'm always taken aback. So in that moment, I felt like, okay, let's find out, why is this? Why is this always happening to you? Why are you always taken aback by compliments about stuff that you legitimately, visibly have demonstrated that you have ability in, right? Sometimes it would be that maybe somebody makes a recommendation for X and says, oh, I think Lisa will be great at it. Call Lisa. And I'll ask myself, what do these people see in me? Why do these people believe so much in my ability? I found that time and time again, I would take on a job or some engagement that I felt I had no prior training or equipping for, right, or in. And the very first output I would produce, first day on the job, would have the people around me, the bosses, the colleagues, asking or questioning the lack of experience I claim to have, if I was lying. It's almost as though, oh, you were just playing humble. In fact, this YouTube content creation journey is another case in point. You see, for as long as I've known, I've always enjoyed conversations. I've always felt a resonance, in me about my ability to facilitate conversations, tease out insights, ideas. I've just always enjoyed it and thought it was something that that gave me joy or that sparked joy for me. So you could say I'm an excellent conversationalist, right? Because sometimes I'm very incisive. Even me, sometimes I'm surprised at the insightful, profound contributions that I bring to the table. I don't see it coming. I'm like, oh my God, you knew that? Oh, you had that residual knowledge? How are you so smart? How are you so wise? Sometimes I have those thoughts. You would think that with that experience, with that at the back of my mind, when I started YouTube, it was going to be a walk in the park, or it would be easy for me. What I tell you guys, this is a vulnerable moment right here. Every video, every content I shoot, or that I've shot since this journey started in early January, has been a battle in mortification. I'm cringing in uncertainty. I'm asking myself, of what use or value is this thing you are yapping about? Who sent you on this journey? How do you know that this is going to make sense to anybody? I've gotten comments to or feedback to the contrary, further proving that really this perspective or this self-limiting beliefs are really what they are, lies. My hope from today's conversation, if you don't take anything else from this, is that you recognize that you are not alone if you feel this way. And two, that we take the time to actually do the uncomfortable, hard soul work of finding out why we have these self-limiting beliefs, or we see ourselves in certain lights that are inaccurate of the real you, of your identity, of your worth, of the value that you bring. I've realized that sometimes when I look out the window of my comfort zone and I see some of the feats and achievements that my contemporaries, have gotten or have done, I realize that I cannot continue this way. Or sometimes even when I look back in hindsight and I see some of the things I've done, I realize that I actually have capacity. And like I saw in this movie I watched about last week, where the actor, who is a math teacher, was telling his daughter, about math equations. He was saying, if you sit with the question long enough, the answer will find you. So today I'm encouraging you, let's sit with this question long enough and find out what are some of the beliefs that are inaccurate about us and how to address them. Call this self-care time, reflection time. Because if you're trying to explore something, if you're trying to understand something, you need to take a deeper look, right? So, let's adjust our lenses. If I woke you up from sleep and didn't give you time to think or think too hard and I asked you to tell me or describe yourself in 3 words or with 3 images, what would come to mind? Without too much thought, what would come to your mind about you? I'm waiting for you to think about it. For me, it would be sharing knowledge. I probably won't go into that today, but challenging you as well to do the same. Number 2 question, what are the areas of your life that you've recognized some labels, some perspectives or perceptions that are, when you think about them, you are recoiling in embarrassment, or you're recoiling in wonder at how you could believe them in the first place. For me, it will be my career. That's one place that I recognize I have a lot of self-limiting beliefs. What's it for you? Number 3, what are some of the sources, and this might be a hard one, what are some of the sources of these inaccurate beliefs or perceptions about yourself? It could be family. It could be relationships. It could be the media. It could be culture even. Whatever lenses where this come from, I want you to take the time to think about them, articulate them. If this were a SWOT test, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats that we've just conducted about your identity, about your worth, about your person, then it's worth taking a deeper look at. It means that it doesn't matter how well these limiting beliefs or these labels are framed or couched. It doesn't matter the persons of authority who perpetuate them, who say them to you, who believe them, who uphold them as truth. It does not matter. We must do the hard work of challenging these beliefs. It's not enough to acknowledge and articulate them. We must do the hard work of challenging them. It doesn't matter if you even made jokes about them. It doesn't matter even if you yourself have, reinforced them in the way that you've spoken to yourself, in the way that you've had expectations for yourself, even in the way that you communicate your value. It doesn't matter. It remains a crime to be accepting of these threats to your identity. It is a crime to be accepting of it. It's a crime against the real you. When you think about it, you're not the only one who goes through. Many popular, well-renowned people have struggled with what, the world has sort of defined in the concept of imposter syndrome. That feeling where you don't feel qualified to be in the room. Listen, you are not alone, but you must deal with it. How have some of the popular people, renowned people, dealt with it? And how can we take lessons from them? I recall watching this video of Simon Sinek, I hope I pronounced his name well, where he said the way that he deals with these self-limiting beliefs is done on a service mentality. He tells himself, look, I'm just here to give value. I'm just here to serve. I'm just going to walk into the room and serve. I'm not going to worry about whether they're going to like my service. It's so liberating when you train your mind to look away from lies, questions, doubts, and all of that, to just doing the work. You're literally telling yourself, I'm showing up and I'm doing the work. I'm not going to question. I saw something, a comment or a post on Instagram the other day. The person said, imperfect progress. I'm just going to be making imperfect progress. Just telling myself, I'm making progress. It doesn't matter how the progress looks, I'm making progress. As I evolve, as I grow, improvements would naturally come with the territory. Someone else, Vusi Thembekwayo, I ever pronounce his name well, the speaker is a business leader, I believe, and he said that what he even does is that he allows the imposter syndrome be his fuel. He allows this drive him to prepare harder, do more work, so that when he does show up in the room, when he does produce, he can be assured of the quality of his work. Ultimately, what's my point here? This is an encouragement for everyone who's listening to this video today. Do the hard work, right, of resisting, of refuting threats to your identity. Do the hard work of getting in the investigation room. Explore what are some of the self-limiting beliefs, what are the labels, what are the lies, what are even the jokes, about my identity that are inaccurate. Train your mind to refuse to be accepting of them. And wear corrective lenses to replace those wrong concepts, ideas, knowledge, information. Replace them. Every misrepresentation of you. I saw a video clip where this woman was talking about training your mind, accepting lies or inaccurate definitions of yourself. The way that she described it was, she talked about, you taking the time to sit down. It would be a difficult thing. You probably would cry, but write down all the things that you've ever believed about yourself. True or false, write them all down. And then take the time to say them over and over to yourself. You train your mind to keep hearing those lies, those inaccurate labels, those charges, because that's what they are, accusations about your identity. Accusations, crimes against the real you. right? Take the time to say those things over and over again. She said that after a while, it would get to the point where you would start to recoil in horror, in disbelief at the inaccuracy of those statements or beliefs. Your mind would start to recognize that, no, this cannot be true about me. This is a lie. I do not accept this. I am not accepting of this label. I'm not accepting of this, charge of guilt. I'm not accepting of this fraudulent act being committed against my identity. This is an identity fraud alert. Your brain will start to receive signal. Your mind will recognize that there's an alert signal pinging somewhere. This is wrong. This is falsehood. This is false information about me. This is presentation of my character. This is slander. I do not accept this. Study, watch yourself. There are patterns. Observe the patterns about your life and coin the positive things, the valuable things, the things that are of worth. Listen, you are a treasure chest that must be protected at all costs. You have value. Your contributions matter. And they must be appreciated appropriately, whether for utilization, for productivity, or even for profiting. Let's change the way we see, because if we believe that seeing is everything, then charity must begin at home. You cannot get on a journey of exploration if you're not looking in the rearview mirror of the things that are holding you back, of the things that are in your path. Intentional about exploring the way you come at life, the way you see things, done on your corrective lenses to explore what is shaping the way you see life, what is shaping your expectations, and what is shaping your actions. There is more to you than meets the eye. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Ciao.